So I'm back in the Datsun, and I really want to make this video before any more time passes. I really just want to do a walk around. I'm really bummed out that I didn't do this when I first got the car because I've done so much stuff to it, and it would have been really cool to look back at videos instead of just photos. I do have photos of me like fixing up the car, but I would prefer to have a cool video. So I'm going to do a video now, and hopefully in a year or two look back and see how far I've come. So again, sorry for the windows. This is my 1977 Datsun 280Z that I have owned for, I want to say, 8 months now. And living in California, because it is a 77, I do need to smog it. So that's the real reason I haven't been driving it. I am really close. I need to have a cat installed, catalytic converter. I need to, what else? Wire up the fuel pump. It works, but I want to wire a relay to it. I need to wire up some fans and the windshield. I think currently it kind of pops out. Here's what the car currently looks like. I've done quite a bit too since I bought it. Let's go ahead and look at the engine bay first. So if I figure out how to, I'll post a picture of when I first got the car. So when I first bought it, it was carbureted. It had a Holley 4-barrel on it, and because I need to smog it, obviously it wouldn't have passed with the carburetor, so I have slowly bought all the fuel injection stuff off of eBay, and I've got it to where it runs now. So I have an optimal battery in it. I put new terminals on, wired up a couple new things. Here's the fan relay that I need to clean up still. Let me just run through everything. So here is the temp sensor for the fans to turn on that I really previously messed with on one of the other videos. That goes to this guy. Here is the fuel filter, brand new fuel filter with the gauge, because I was having a couple issues trying to get it to start. It does have a Champion radiator on it. I took off the valve cover and I painted it in wrinkle black, and I think it came out pretty nice. What else? New NGK wire set, new NGK plugs. I think those were like laser iridiums or something. Those were like the pricey ones, but I figured might as well. I got this overflow, I think it was on sale on Amazon, so that's the only reason I have that. There's the OEM airbox that I bought on eBay, I believe, also, and I cleaned it up and painted it wrinkle black. I did a lot of wrinkle black on this engine. Let's go to the other side. So here's a skillered brake master cylinder heat shield, I guess, that I installed in the previous episodes. And all of this here is pretty much either new or I did a very good job cleaning it. Let's see. So California cars kind of suck. There's a lot of things that you need to do or else you won't pass. EGR delete, I'm about to get the EGR. I clean up all the hoses. I semi-polished the fuel rail, so that looks a lot nicer. It is kind of dusty, so it looks a little dull, but it needs a little bit more of a polish. The wiring harness, I rewired everything and cleaned it up, make it look a little bit nicer. I do have an issue where whenever I start the car, I can't have the cold start valve plugged in. I'm still unsure why. If I plug it in, again, sorry for the wind noise, the car turns off. And then this here, this is the secondary air valve, I believe is what it's called. There's a piece that's supposed to go here, and currently I just stuck a pen and a bolt through it just so I could bypass it. And that finally got the car to idle normal. Before it used to idle way too high. What else? Dang, it seems like a little bit, but I've actually done quite a lot to the... Pretty much everything on the fuel injection side is brand new. Brand new injectors, those were kind of pricey, but I really wanted to make sure that this is going to last another 40 years. It's got the OEM manifold, and that's pretty heavy. It's got the twice pipe, I think that's what it's called. I think I got it off of Z-Car Depot, and I still need to mess with it. When I bolted it up, it sits way too low in the back. I just got it to bolt up for the most part, but you could see it's literally maybe an inch or two off the ground. I mean, obviously that needs to change, so I'm gonna go ahead and mess with that when I get a chance. Let's go ahead and go into the inside, and then again I have the JDM fender mirrors. Those are pretty pricey too, but I mean the quality ones, I mean I could attest to it. You could see out of them, and they look really cool. I mean that's one of like the main things I really wanted to do. I did polish all of the trim around the car. On the inside, again, if I figure out how to like insert a picture here, I'll try to post a picture. But I did, when I bought the car, it was really nasty on the inside, so I went ahead and I stripped everything, threw away all the carpet. It had like that musky old car smell, and I'm pretty sure that's why. The carpet was very, for like a better word, it's greasy. So I took that off, and again I'll try to keep posting pictures, but if I can't, just take my word for it. I stripped the interior. I got, was it self etcher? It was like a liquid by Pour 15 that was supposed to help neutralize all the rust. I mean, it had very little rust, but when I did that, I took off all the sound deadener. Sorry, I did the sound deadener first, and then I took care of the rust. Did the same thing for the back, and then I coated it with Pour 15, and then I bought lizard skin. So it's gonna be kind of hard to see because it's getting kind of dark. But if you look, pop the trunk real quick. I went ahead and I bought lizard skin, and it's like a sound deadener. So it has almost like that bed liner texture to it, and it's supposed to help with heat and help with sound. So I went in and I coated the entire interior with it, and then I started re-carpeting everything. So everything, at least up front, is re-carpeted and it looks a lot nicer. I also bought the horn because it didn't have a horn. I got the dash mat. I want to get a new dash, but those things are really expensive, so that's on the list. I think Vintage Dashes sells them, but they're like $1,000 or something. And I got a new center console. What else? New ECU. So this car had an issue where, again, when I bought it, it was carbureted, so I needed to take all that stuff off, and it was a pain to get this car to turn on. At first, I got it to, what was it? Oh, I bought a new ECU and a new harness, which was supposedly off of the Gas Monkey Garage Datsun that burned down. And after installing everything, the car just wouldn't turn over. I figured out that the ECU and the harness was wrong for the car, or something wasn't talking to each other. So I took that stuff off, and I did some more research for the wiring harness that I had. And after ordering that ECU, the car turned right on. And when it did turn on, it sounded almost like it was cammed. So I'll try to find that video and insert it here. But I mean, the car was acting really weird. It turns out that I forget what Nissan called it back then, but pretty much the throttle body, it wasn't reading right, so I ended up having to rewire that. And after doing that, the car turned on and it ran normal-ish. Had a high idle, and then I just recently figured out that valve was letting too much air and causing it to idle high. I did the vinyl the other day. Let's see. Still on the list of things to do, I have all the polyurethane kit on the inside for all the bushings. That's on the list. And new keys. I gotta rekey the trunk because I'm having issues with that, like I said. And that's about it. So this is really, for the most part, just a video for me. I want to look back a year or two from now and really see how far the car's come. Oh, I got the skillered tow hooks and the Lonely Driver license plate cover. And you can see the twice pipes. I mean, I really love the way this car looks, and I'm really looking forward to looking back a couple years from now and just admiring how far it's come. I really regret not doing this when I first bought the car, because night and day difference. And this fender was red and yellow and a couple different colors, so I stripped it and I repainted it, so now it looks a lot nicer. Very little Bondo. This headlight bucket's still in the process of that when I have time. Also on the list is I need to take off the intake. That's a pain to do. There's a lot of stuff on it, and I want to shave a couple things. So Again, I'm bypassing this guy, the valve thing. Gotta shave these guys. There's a couple of bolts that aren't doing anything randomly. It's just enough to pass smog. I mean, this is an old car. I'm not really gonna drive it a lot. Oh, I got these cool things also from eBay for the throttle linkage. Stainless steel versus those old rubber ones. So that's pretty cool. They're for the throttle body side too. Awesome. So I just started a little while ago for maybe a minute. So I wonder if when it gets cold, I think I'm just gonna bypass the cold start valve too. I mean, I don't think I need it. It doesn't get too cold here in California. So I think I might just bypass it and then bypass that valve. 'Cause, I mean, right now it's not cold, but I mean, it's like cold enough to where you need a jacket, and the car starts right up, so I don't think I'll have an issue with that. Oh, it's too dark already. The car does have a really bad exhaust leak, so I'm pretty sure that's what all that like knocking noise is. I love this car.